Hello everyone, my name is Alok Mishra and on my channel today for the first time I'm going to talk about a specific book, and this book, let me tell you at the outset, is not mandatory for literature students or not recommended in any way or not mentioned in any syllabus or course. This is a non-fiction book which might be interesting to the readers who can read English. This book talks about God in general and God in the context of science, civilization and culture. The title of the book is The Concept of God and it has been written by Vinoth. Full name is Vinoth M. So in this book, Vinoth talks about God and different contexts, different assessments or different evaluations of God in very strict scientific measures. The book has been divided into 7 different chapters and the ultimate chapter summarizes everything related to God. The chapter 7 is entitled God. So it is a little ironic to see that the book that talks about God has only one chapter on God, and all other chapters are very scientific in nature and they talk about different scientific assumptions about the nature of being, the universe, the earth and human civilization. The very first chapter in this book talks about science of reality, reality as we see and reality as we are fed. The second chapter talks about spirituality, a spirituality in its true spirit. Like a spirituality, the author claims or the author supposes spirituality is different from religion. Religion is separate and spirituality is separate. In third chapter, the author talks about senses and consciousness. And you will be very surprised to know that the author claims in this book, the concept of God, is that the universe in itself, the universe as an entity, is conscious. The universe is not passive, but the universe is active. And most of the talks about God relate to the need of human beings, the need of different various human civilizations in various places on the earth, the need to create a supreme being that can be forced upon humanity, that can be forced upon human beings to show them that you are not there. There is something which is above and there is something who is looking everything that we do down below, that we do on the earth. So most of the talks are inspired, or I may say that most of the talks originate from very core scientific values, the first thing, and second, that most of the talks emerge from an atheist's point of view. The author, however, tries to simplify things in his preface when he says that this book is not to deny the existence of God, and the book is at the same time not to approve the existence of God. This is just an inquiry into the existence of God. The arguments by Vinoth will be convincing at times and will be very difficult to believe at times. Those who are students of science, those who understand quantum physics or science to the quantum values can understand when it talks about time, energy, chaos and order, etc. But the readers who are not from a science background or readers who are not into the depths of science can find these assumptions or these claims a little difficult to believe or a little difficult to verify. However, the concepts or the arguments are interesting in general. When you read the book from the top to the bottom or from the beginning to the end, just out of curiosity, you will find there are some very reinforced statements, or there are some very strong arguments that the author tries to make in favor of his idea that God is a human construct. the author ascribes all the values of supremacy or authority to the thing that he calls consciousness. And consciousness is something that we can still not verify where does it exist, or does it exist or not, or how does it look like. God, on the other hand, has different forms, different ideas, different concepts ascribed to it. For example, in Hinduism, there are so many gods. In Islam, there is an entity who is unseen or unknown or who does not have a form. In Christianity, there are different gods and there is a Son of God. In other religions and cultures, there are different assumptions and presumptions and existence of God. However, in this book, the author is very strongly arguing that God at the end of everything is just an idea that recreates itself from time to time. God is something that will be there unless we all become scientific. However, this is a little ambiguous because we have developed so much in terms of scientific temper or in terms of science in general, but God still exists there. So at the end of everything, I will just say that the book is very interesting. You cannot approve or disapprove everything or anything that the author says, but his arguments are very challenging to those who believe in the existence of God. So I would say that if you are interested in reading some curious non-fiction book, The Concept of God will be an ideal title to venture. So friends, this is it for now, and I'll be back with more books, interesting academic as well as non-academic general books, and I'll review them for you. So till then, take care and keep reading.